Hi everybody, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name's Steve Faulkner, and I know I say this a lot, but this is solid condom, and there is so much more to this than I thought. Before I get into this, please like, subscribe, check out onlinemagic.co. Don't know why I'm still holding that like that. That is my membership site. There is more to that than you think as well. So have a look at it. Go on the bit that says Trustpilot reviews, and I don't know what else I want to say. Have a look at it. It's good. It's proper good. Unbiased. Make your own decisions based on other people's, please. Share this review verbally with people. Tell people about my review show, please. Still a lot of people don't know about them. Also, tell them about my podcast. Chris Kenner twice, Rick Mao twice, Tobias Dostal, and many others. I've just recorded a really good one as well, and two really good ones, and another corker coming up tomorrow. So that's a bit pointless saying that because you don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Search Steve Faulkner's Magic Show wherever you get your podcast, soon to be called Steve Faulkner's Show, and it's in the description box below too. Follow me on Instagram. I'm making right pigs here of this, aren't I? Do the other things. But yeah, that'd be great. Right. Solid condom. First up. As many of you know, I am a reviewer, but I don't review everything and find really bad tricks to say bad things about. A couple of reasons I don't really get them very often, and there's not as many as you think, actually. Even tricks that as magicians go, it's a bit rubbish, aren't bad tricks. They're just not interesting enough. And I was worried this wouldn't be. This is another, and I've heard people say, do we really need another one of these? And it's kind of how I felt a little bit. And because of its name, I thought, it's just a dirty joke. How funny. It's not. It's more than that because it's not English. If this was English, it probably would be just a dirty joke. I know some people are going to be upset at that. I'm only joking. But it's not just, it's another metal block coming out of a box. How funny, it's a condom box. Isn't that rude? No, not at all. So we've had, way back in the day, which I had and absolutely adored. I remember the first time I saw it, pushing a needle through a matchbox, open a matchbox, and you drop out a solid block of metal onto a spectator's hand. It's brilliant. I know we've all seen it. Well, not all of us. A lot of us have. It's really good. It's really different. When it's unexpected, it's a genuine surprise, a genuine shock. But it also has limitations, some of which have been remedied by this release. And then famously, we've got Industrial Revelation, Jamie D. Grant, which is brilliant. Everybody knows it's brilliant. It was, back in the day, it was available, I think only from Jamie, maybe. I might be wrong about that. But then Vanishing Ink released it. Love it. Great. It'll do the job very, very well, and it is more friendly to your pocket than this version. So what are you paying extra for? So I took Industrial Revelation out and worked with it. My issue with it, everything has an issue, so it's definitely not a negative. If you've got it, don't think you've got to buy this because that's the new thing. It doesn't work like that. But my issue with it was that I really struggled with pocket management. It was heavy. It's a moment that I didn't feel I needed to add more to my card magic in that way. I already add things to it, level 1, things like that. And I just kind of didn't, there was nothing in it that made me want to keep doing it at gigs again and again and again. It was kind of one of those things I think I'll get it out every now and then for certain reasons and love it for that. When I got this, it was really, like I said, my thought processes was, here we go. But I'm going to go through my thought process and what actually happened. I opened it, saw that I've got the one where you get the condom box. And incidentally, you can use if you want to use Durex or anything like that, you can use a condom box that people will recognize if you like. And Nuno tells you how to, well, it's not really adapting. They will fit some of them, but to make it stronger, make it last longer. So there's loads in the download. Then I went, oh, great, it's got a case, right? It's got a case. So that straight away is the pocket problem answered. Got a case. Brilliant. I can slide it out of the case. And then I'm like, right, I might use this because, like I said, I love it. And it feels different to other tricks. And it's not a card trick anymore. Not that it always just was. And then I thought, lovely, there's a little a little sort of magnetic badge that you get, and it says "Thanks for buying it" or something like that. I've got my glasses on, I can't read. That's a nice touch, and I thought this is great. And then I watched the download and I opened it and thought, oh, great, because I don't have to carry around a pin anymore. And for those of you that aren't professionals, that's not going to be a major problem. But this is something you can get out, and if you're doing the cookie one, it's a toothpick, and if you're doing the condom one, you talk about the condom being extra strong, and you can actually pierce the condom with this. So I love this because it's a nice thing. It's an unusual object, and if you know about neuroscience, you'll know that those little neurons start sparking when people see novelty things they don't know what they are. And I think I've got that right. If Gustav Kuhn's watching this, apologies in advance. And so there's a lot going on for this at the moment, but it's still kind of the same trick with the pocket thing. However, then I watched half of the download, went to the magic shop down in Sheffield, lovely Magic Enterprise. If you're ever in Sheffield, you must go on a Saturday. Showed a few people, and Ashton Carter was down there, and Luke, and they know that they've played with it, and I think Ashton's got one. And then he said a thing, and I went, oh, really? Went back and watched the rest of the download, and then there were layers upon layer of things that just made this a real winner for me. So the main thing is, even all those things with the carrier, I'm like, great. The first thing is that the build quality. So another thing I got out was this, and it's a nice thing that says the name of the trick and the serial number, and it's like a guarantee. I thought, yeah, it's just a nice touch, marketing thing. But what this is a guarantee of the quality of the build of this. Now, Nuno, and I totally believe him because the way he talks about it, you can just tell, right? He's put so much work into making this foolproof, meaning that if people have got it in their hands, they're not going to see anything. Yes, you do have to maintain it a little bit every 6 months, and that's super easy. It tells you how to do that. But they're not going to see anything, and they're not going to easily be able to kind of start messing with it and expose things. And this is very useful because not only does it make you feel better that you paid money for something that, is supposed to be a quality item, but it guarantees that it is, and you give them the number and they'll have it on the system that it's a genuine one, not a knockoff. So if you do sell this and he actually says that, you can also give the person this and it'll have the same number and all that. So that's a really nice touch, but more than just a touch. I think it's a genuine thing, and they can fix it if anything goes wrong and all that. So brilliant. So the quality is great. You can't see anything. It looks amazing. But the big thing was that without going into too much detail, the reset. Now, the reset isn't the same as the other resets. And the other resets, there's nothing wrong with them, but they do involve you having to go around the corner. And when I saw the first way of resetting this, I thought, great, yes, I'm still going to have to kind of turn around and do something, but it's going to be easier. And it works in a way that's very different to the others, meaning you don't have to do it in the same way, which is obvious. That's what it means when I say different to the others. But there is something different that makes it easier to reset, quicker to reset, and you can put something in various parts of your body. Don't worry, you're going to have to do sewing or anything like that, which you can adapt it to your performance needs. So for something like this, where you just think it's a block that comes out that's had a pin through it, it all of a sudden becomes a lot more usable and adaptable and versatile. And what the boxes do, the condom box, as he said, it's not just a way to do dirty jokes. He's got two pretty good jokes actually in there that aren't, isn't it funny, it's a condom. It's actually a good, I'm not going to massacre them at the moment, but it makes you realise that actually there's a lot of sort of dialogue scripting you can do around this that isn't obvious that will enhance it. The main thing being he's really strong. Apparently, you can do that. That's not his scripting, and apologising for that to Nuno. And the cookies, you've got the thing of they're chocolate chip cookies, but they never got enough chocolate in. But look, it gets heavier and heavier, and he's got this lovely subtlety where it feels like it's getting heavier in their hand, which is great. So all of a sudden, there's things to be done, and you can get a gummy bear box. I think something like a Haribo box that I've got in there as well. But then, the big one is not only is this, made to go on your belt and all that, but it resets automatically when you put the thing back in there. So you do the routine, you put it back in there, and you're done. You're ready to go. Nothing else. You have to take it out. And on top of that, what can also happen is that you can do the thing of putting the needle through, the pin through. The brass block is full, is completely solid. You can put it back in the box, hand them the thing, hand them the box, say you do it, and they can then do it again without you having to do anything or seemingly do anything. So if you imagine that, they've had it in their hand, they put it back, they then do the trick, and it drops in the hand again, and it's solid again. So you've got this extra time, extra effect, but also extra time. So this stops being like a moment or the end of a trick and becomes its own routine. It's elevated it genuinely, I think. But as I say, the big thing is the minute it goes in there, you're back again. So there is so much to be done with this. And when you watch the download, Nuno Rodrigues goes into different presentations, different ideas, and they were all good. It didn't feel like there was filler, and he spends time in talking you through the ways you can use a different box and how you can make it stronger so it will last longer, so you don't have to keep doing it. There's way more to say, and I don't want to make this go on too long, but I'm really pleased that I finally got around to it, and apologies, for, I met you in Italy, and he was such a lovely person. It was a bit embarrassing, actually, because I've had it quite a while, and he came up to me and said, I'm Nuno Rodrigues. Says, oh, yeah, oh, it's you in it, and I was like, oh, no, I haven't done it yet. So I'm glad you turned up, and he was very lovely and not at all sniffy about it, and it was lovely to meet you. So, but it made me sort of come back and go, actually, I better have a look at this, and I'm so glad I did. I will definitely use this. Not that I wouldn't use any of the others, but it just answers those things for me. It's not going to be for everybody, right? I'm not going to say the price because I tend to get it wrong, but have a look at the link, and it's more expensive than the others. I think the cost is justified if you're going to use it, of course, but that doesn't mean Steve says you should buy it. All right, that's not what this is about. This is about giving you the truth, or my truth, not the truth, my truth, and what I genuinely think about something. And I think for those people that want to do that routine, this really, really does solve a problem. And that, like I said, there's more to it. Let me just have a quick check to check I haven't forgotten anything. 450 grams. Lots of performance subtleties, things to make it better, not just the obvious. And that is it. So, yeah, he said he wanted something with an instant reset that he could carry around and just get straight into. So, that's brilliant. That's solid condom. Any questions, do put them below. I'm trying so hard to get over myself. I have this big mental barrier about doing reviews sometimes. They build up, and I'm convinced I haven't got anything to say. Some of you might be agreeing. And then when I do start, I've got a lot to say. So if you do comment and I don't answer, feel free to hassle me, steve@onlinemagic.co, and say, look, I commented on the video and you haven't answered, unless it's a rubbish comment. Sort of, what do you call it? Trolley. Then that's probably the reason why I haven't answered it. But that's not meaning you can't give me some negative feedback. That's always welcome. So here we go. Solid condom. Don't know why I said here we go, because I'm actually, there we go, going now. My words and sentences are all coming out in the wrong way. Check out the links in the description below. Check out onlinemagic.co. Please go on. It's joyous. Live sessions every week, and they are recorded. And we've had Sav on, and we've got a couple of good special guests coming up. Sav was great last week. It's great to hear from a real working pro that's been in the business for a very long time. It's gold, it is. There's gold in them hills. Instagram @Steve Faulkner. Steve Faulkner's Magic Show. That's the thing I really want you to, because the guests are just incredible, and they're long form, hour and a half interviews. You don't have to listen to it all at once. You shouldn't, probably. Interviews, chats, informal waffles, whatever you want to call it. I would love it. I would love it if you were to not only listen to it, but share it, tell people about it, and use social media for what it's good for, spreading the word of good things. Have a good one. Take care.